Historically, skepticism toward the concept of money frequencies has prevailed, often dismissed as modern folklore. Yet, my own experience warrants careful consideration. Initially, I ridiculed the notion in social circles, invoking improbable scenarios such as a landlord surrendering property upon hearing a tone. Financial adversity, however, prompted an empirical approach. I listened to a sequence of 5 distinct frequencies, including 528 Hz and 432 Hz, both cited in ancient and contemporary sources for their purported influence on abundance. Over subsequent weeks, notable events unfolded: a tax refund, lucrative freelance work, and minor financial windfalls. While causality remains unproven, the correlation merits documentation. The playlist now consists of these 5 frequencies, without ritual or embellishment. The evidence, though anecdotal, invites ongoing scrutiny into the potential relationship between sound and financial opportunity.
Historically, skepticism has accompanied claims linking sound frequencies to financial fortune. My own perspective shifted only after personal adversity forced a reassessment. Following an unexpected layoff and rapid financial decline, I explored a playlist of 5 obscure frequencies, originating from traditions of sound healing, yet rarely discussed in contemporary circles. Over 6 weeks, documented outcomes included a tax refund, a lucrative freelance engagement, and a series of minor windfalls. While causality remains unproven, the sequence of events corresponds directly to exposure to these specific tones. I now present the exact playlist that catalyzed this transformation. No rituals, no embellishments, simply frequencies and their observable effects.
For centuries, the debate over musical tuning standards has shaped both art and science. Today, 432 Hz, often termed nature's tuning, invites renewed curiosity. Advocates suggest it harmonizes the body's rhythms with the Earth's resonance, fostering a measurable reduction in stress. A 2019 Italian study confirmed that exposure to 432 Hz music decreases cortisol, the hormone linked to anxiety and impaired decision-making. In practical terms, this reduction in stress may facilitate clearer negotiations and more assertive choices. When I incorporated a 10-minute morning routine with 432 Hz, a long-absent client returned, offering improved terms. While no frequency directly generates wealth, the clarity engendered by this sound merits thoughtful consideration in daily practice.
Throughout history, sound frequencies have been attributed transformative qualities. The 528 Hz frequency, often denominated the miracle tone, is historically associated with renewal and abundance. It is imperative to note that, within my own experience, listening to 528 Hz audio during a period of acute overwhelm produced a discernible shift in mindset, from apprehension to composure. This psychological adjustment directly influenced the outcome of a subsequent business pitch to a CEO, resulting in an unequivocally positive response. For those seeking similar effects, I recommend pairing the frequency with a carefully chosen affirmation, repeated daily for 1 week. The confluence of auditory stimulus and intentional self-suggestion merits rigorous personal exploration.
Throughout recent digital history, the 777 Hz frequency has acquired an intriguing reputation as the so-called lucky break beacon, particularly within online communities seeking serendipity. Its purported effect arises not from chance itself, but from a measured alteration of mental state, specifically the activation of the brain's reticular activating system. When one listens to 777 Hz amid mundane tasks, relaxation ensues and cognitive focus subtly heightens. Opportunities previously unnoticed, a grant advertisement, a hidden detail, become visible and actionable. This is not luck in the classical sense, but a shift in perceptual acuity, reinforcing that fortune favors attentive minds.
The significance of 888 Hz in numerological tradition resides in its association with infinity and perpetual abundance. Within contemporary manifestation practices, this frequency is employed during intentional acts, such as updating one's portfolio while visualizing a singular financial outcome. On this occasion, the frequency accompanied the task. Subsequently, a message arrived from a former classmate. My agency requires assistance immediately. The result, remote work and increased compensation, demonstrates the observed correlation. Practitioners recommend brief 10-second loops in the moments before sleep, capitalizing on the hypnagogic state to embed financial imagery within the subconscious, thus facilitating potential opportunities through focused repetition and symbolic resonance.
Throughout the evolution of sound therapy, the stacked combo track stands as a notable development. by layering 432 Hz, 528 Hz, 777 Hz, and 888 Hz frequencies, each associated with alignment, transformation, luck, and abundance. Over a foundational 5 Hz binaural beat, practitioners aim to compound potential benefits. Empirical reports indicate that daily 20-minute sessions conducted with deliberate focus may yield subtle shifts, from timely payments to improved mood. Whether owing to placebo or genuine effect, this method reflects a broader historical pattern. Small, consistent actions often produce outcomes greater than the sum of their parts. The practice continues to invite both curiosity and scholarly inquiry. To apply motivational audio frequencies in a manner rooted in empirical observation rather than ritual, 3 principles emerge. First, maintain volume at a conversational level. Extensive research confirms that intensity is not synonymous with efficacy. Second, introduce precisely 1 frequency per week. The brain's adaptive mechanisms require gradual exposure for reliable association. Third, pair each listening session with a concrete action. A single email sent, a grant application submitted, or an item listed for sale. Record each outcome in a notes app, thereby establishing a chronological log. In time, discernible patterns will emerge, allowing measured refinement of your approach. Throughout the modern proliferation of wellness solutions, skepticism remains a rational stance. It is instructive, therefore, to examine the efficacy of instrumental music, particularly the lo-fi variety stripped of dominant percussion, within the framework of neuroscience. Empirical studies demonstrate that such music facilitates concentration by minimizing distractions and activating neural pathways associated with focus and relaxation. The investment required is minimal. Streaming audio, not purchasing dubious products. At worst, one obtains a brief respite. At best, enhanced productivity emerges as a measurable outcome. Historically and scientifically, this approach represents a prudent utilization of accessible resources with potentially significant cognitive benefits.
In the annals of online experimentation, the phenomenon of money frequencies warrants careful consideration. Initial skepticism is understandable, yet empirical curiosity demands an open trial. Over 7 days, one selected audio frequency yielded measurable results. A modest but distinct increase in income, accompanied by inexplicable messages and documented evidence. The historical pattern is clear. Communal sharing of such experiences fosters collective understanding. Should your own test produce no effect, critical discourse remains essential. However, if even minor results emerge, it is incumbent upon you to contribute your findings. The process remains straightforward. Maintain low volume, preserve objectivity, and participate fully in the ongoing historical inquiry into abundance.